So by popular demand, here is my list of the top 5 moments in Naruto in 2012. Coming in at number 5 is the return of Orochimaru. Seeing him come back was just impactful. First of all, it brought back one of the biggest villains. A lot of motives that we still are not even clear of, what he's up to at the moment. But just seeing him come back after a long break of not seeing him for, what feels like forever, it just really brought a lot of attention to, okay, this might be what's going to come next within the manga. And just seeing him come back and being with Sasuke nonetheless, and seeing that they're going to go on their own mission and, their own journey and whatnot to do something, it really was just huge. For me personally, it was probably one of my favorite moments in Naruto 2012, just seeing him come back, because even prior to that chapter coming out, I remember like a week or two prior to it, I made a discussion talking about my favorite villain and what I felt was the best villain in Naruto, and Orochimaru, lo and behold, he comes back 2 weeks later. He came back just to troll me. It gotta be it. Coming in at number 4 is Itachi's Goodbye. After showing Sasuke the truth of what happened that day of the Uchiha massacre, I think that it was really beautiful the way it ended. Feeling really bad for the whole situation or whatnot. Seeing Itachi tell him that he's gonna love him forever. It really just, even talking about it now, gives me a little bit of chills, because it's just so sad to see these two brothers that they could have been like, the best of friends and everything throughout life and whatnot. And because of these villages and just stupid ways of thinking, or not even stupid, just hard-headed ways of thinking and war and whatnot, it really ruined what could have been a beautiful relationship. And to see that all come to a close and see a final goodbye from this guy that, a lot of us respected, a lot of us really just cared for the character and really enjoyed him. He's a fan favorite. And to finally see him go for the final time, it really was just sad and whatnot. And honestly, I think it was done very beautifully to see him, tell Sasuke the truth finally, that, he always loved him and everything was really for him because he wanted to protect his little brother. Coming in at number 3 is Naruto going Biju mode and meeting up with the previous Jinchuriki and the Tail Beast. That was definitely a defining moment in the entire series in and of itself. And yet, it started off the year with 570 and then went to 571. First of all, Naruto finally having some sort of foundation with the Kyuubi, and not just this whole hatred and whatnot, actually becoming sort of friends with him, which was such a long journey. To finally see that come to fruition, it was really just truly a landmark in the series. And being able to just see Naruto go Kyuubi mode, which looks badass as hell with the coat looking like his father, it almost felt like the series was coming full circle with that moment, and it was definitely defining and a kick-ass moment in 2012. I mean, come on, Kyuubi chakra mode was already badass, but Biju mode, that shit was beast. Coming in at number 2 is a very controversial moment, the revelation of who's behind the mask of Toby. Now, a lot of people might say that this is the worst moment in 2012 because a lot of people did not like it being Obito. I mean, I never understood why people hated it to the point of like, oh my gosh, this ruined the entire series, I'm dropping the manga. There was always a possibility it was Obito. And sure, some of it might have left a couple plot holes, and for some people it wasn't the most interesting, but for me, I was enjoying it. I never had a high expectation of it being, the Sage of Six Paths son, the Sage of Six Paths himself. I never had a high expectation. Whoever was going to be on the mask, I was going to be satisfied with it. And it being Obito and playing back to Kakashi Gaiden and just seeing like, truly how war and hatred can really change a person really was just interesting for me. And again, some people will disagree. A lot of people will say they hate it, and just seeing him under the mask. And I'm talking about only the revelation, not everything that happens after. I'm only talking about being able to see who was under the mask of Toby. For me, it was a landmark again. And overall, as a story-wise, it just showed finally what was going on, who was behind a lot of this stuff. It really gave us clarification who did all this. And really, after that, it sparked a lot of debate and whatnot, but this was definitely probably one of the, if not the hugest moments in Naruto 2012. And you gotta admit, regardless if you hated it or loved it, it was a defining moment in the manga. Last but not least, coming in at number 1. I think some of you might know what this is. Ending off with a bang, 2012, Neji's death. For me, that was definitely the biggest moment in the entire series, because Neji is a character from the very beginning. And sure, a lot of people will say, and I will agree to an extent, that he pretty much didn't do anything after the original Naruto. After the Sasuke retrieval arc, he really didn't do much in Shippuden at all. And, you can say that, okay, it wasn't set up perfectly, like, he didn't have a great history in Shippuden, but still, this is Neji. This is one of the Konoha 11, one of the founding characters of this series, and to see him die and finally pass on Hinata to be protected by Naruto. It was really a landmark moment, and just probably the biggest death of Naruto 2012, the most important death, definitely, of Naruto 2012. And all around, it really just got me emotional, and I know it got a lot of people emotional to see somebody that we've been, this character's been around for so many years. And granted, of course, it's manga, and you shouldn't take any of this serious, but still, you get an attachment to some of these characters, and to see this guy go, and the way he went out by basically the biggest beast in the entire series, it was really tragic, and I think that was definitely deserving of being the biggest moment in Naruto, seeing the death of one of the greatest and one of my personal favorite Naruto characters, Neji Hyuga. Let me know what you think. Do you think that those were the top 5 Naruto moments of 2012? Do you have a different list? Would you take something out? I know a lot of people will probably disagree with number 2, the revelation of Toby behind the mask. And again, it's mostly me pointing out that we got a name and a face, and not necessarily who it is, but just the revelation in and of itself being, we finally find out who it is. Overall, regardless of what, the 5 moments on this list were definitely impactful for the future, the past, and the present of this manga. But that's all I have for this list. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up for Naruto in 2012, because it was a kick-ass year for Naruto. A lot of big things going on, and all around, these 5 moments definitely made a lot of my days and a lot of my weeks just enjoyable to be able to read this content and really get, a good enjoyment out of it. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.